I love how it's currently like getting a lot cooler and I can actually wear like a sweater or a sweatshirt. So, although like right now I'm kind of warm myself, but I think that was partly because I was trying to bring in my dogs so they would stop barking at the puppy next door. So I just got back from the little used bookstore in our little town and bought 3 books, 2 hardbacks and 1 paperback, a classic, and it's a trade paperback. Well, let me show you what I bought first before I get into what I want to talk about. This one, this is a book that I know that Reagan from Peruse Projects has read, and she really loved it, and she's one of the booktubers whose judgment I trust. I want to adjust so you can actually see my bookshelf. So I want to get this, and if I got this at Books A Million, it would be a lot more pricier than this. Unfortunately, this looks like a library edition. So the cover is not pretty, but it's also, from the used bookstore. And then I also got this, show you that in a minute. Here's my other hardback, The Paris Bookshop. I have been wanting to read this book for a while. No, I have the Paris letters. I don't think I have the Paris Bookshop, right? Oh god, what if I do? I'll have to check when I'm done making this video. Because then I can go ahead and take it back. Although I kind of like having my own copy. And it's hardback. And I kind of see the appeal of hardback books. So I got this one. And then I got this one. I bought East of Eden recently. But I have, I read Of Mice and Men back in middle school, and of course at that time I wasn't as interested in it. I thought it was boring, but I'm thinking that now that I'm older, it wouldn't bore me as much. And I bought all these books for $11 because trade paperbacks are $3. Now, but of course it's a mass market paperback, it's $2, and then the hardbacks are $4 each. And here's the thing, though. When I spend my money, even though it's not that much, I still feel horribly guilty because I know I don't need to buy these books. And I know if my mom would probably tell me, why did you get all 3 books? You did not need to buy all 3 books. And I can't, I feel guilty, but at the same time I'm thinking, I don't want to not buy books. And it's not like they won't get read. So I'm well aware that I have a problem. And my dad definitely pointed this out to me a few years ago. He was saying that I don't need to buy a book every time I go into a bookstore. And my excuse for the Books A Million here was that it does not have any place to just sit and relax anyway. So, what else was I going to do? It would be a little too easy for me to walk around and buy books because what else are you going to do when you go there? But that in the used bookstore, it has a place where you can sit, but I still manage to buy books. So it's like, I see books, I'm like, ooh, pretty, I have to have them. And especially with such good prices, and, it's between $1 and $5. The most expensive book is $5. So I'm thinking, how can I miss out on that deal? I always hope that when I go there, I won't find anything that will get me excited, because used bookstores, they're not going to have, the popular they're not going to always have the popular selection. I probably will never find a Sarah J. Maas book there. I don't know if I'll find Maggie Stiefvater there. Even the classics collection is kind of small, and the Stephen King collection is small. I almost bought a Stephen King book, Insomnia, but I decided not to because I was more excited about these 3. So, but I just feel this guilty feeling, knowing that I didn't need these books, and I didn't need to like, and even though it was a good price, I did not need to buy all 3 books. I know that's what my mom would say. And my mom is the voice of reason in my head a lot of times. And I just realized that I might actually have a paperback edition of the Little Paris Bookshop. I'll have to check. Because, I mentioned this gentleman in our videos before that we have neighbors that the husband, who's a doctor, reads a lot of books. And he's given me a lot of books. A lot of their books. So I've and I might actually, one of the books he might have given me, I just realized might have been the Little Paris Bookshop. And I'm going to feel really horrible if I wasted my money and bought that book when I already have a copy of that book. So my mom's going to even be even more, annoyed with me that I wasted some of my money. And now I don't have that much cash in my wallet. And my mom warned me not that long ago. She was like, you need to stop spending your cash. And the problem with the used bookstore is it does not take cards. So I have to use my cash. They said, I was told that they could write a check. I could write them a check, but I'm not 100% good with that. So I feel, but I feel guilty, but at the same time, I'm like thinking, I don't want to take these books back. I love books, and I'm going to read them. It might take me a while before I read them. That's why I'm really getting into the whole idea of TBRs, because I figure it will give me a chance to read books that I would normally set aside and not read. Because there's other books that I would get excited about and that I want to read. Right now, I'm reading a YA book that I got from the library, but I have this urge to read some of my other books. And I actually brought, I always say brung, that's not proper English, it's brought some of the books that I was planning on reading that I put on my list of possible November reads. I brought some of them with me, and one of my the library book that I'm not very far in at all. And it's also partly because when I read YA, I keep feeling like it influences my own writing, because I want to be an author. My intention is to be an author someday, and I don't want to write like a YA. I don't want to write the YA style. I want to write a little bit mature, like cross between, I guess, new adult, not as much sex, but a cross between new adult and adult, where it explores mature themes, and it's not written necessarily for teenagers, but there will be teenage characters in there. And I'm not going to totally exempt myself from reading YA, because I do like YA. I don't always like the writing style of YA as much as I enjoy reading it. But that's just my own personal opinions. But do you guys ever feel guilty when you spend your money on buying a whole bunch of books? Yeah, you're at the same, but yet you think, I shouldn't feel bad for spending my money. I made this choice, and I'm not going to feel bad because it's not like they're not going to get read. And I am thinking, what I also do is, because it's a used bookstore, so you can donate your own books. So to make me feel a tiny bit better about it, I do plan on going through my bookshelf and seeing if there's anything on here, which is going to be really hard to do at the moment, and seeing if there's any books that I could give back to them. It doesn't give me back my cash, but it will give me, it will make me feel a little bit less guilty. Unfortunately, it's even worse because it's something for myself. I didn't even buy anything for anyone else. And that probably makes me seem selfish, but, I can't help it. And I probably am, you could probably argue that I am a book buying addict, and that my dad is right. But I always tell myself that I could be worse. I could be addicted to drugs, or I could be addicted to video games. Not that video games are bad, but those things are even more, I think those are even more expensive than books. Because you have to get, not just the games, but a system, too. You have to, and then you become, just like with reading, you become addicted to playing the games. And I think that costs, and that's the only reason I, would say it's worse than buying books, because books, I think, are just a little bit cheaper. But maybe, of course, books probably add up eventually, just like video games. But books is just the book. You don't have to buy any extra stuff unless you want to. I mean, and you could say, you don't have to buy, well, no, because you have to still buy the system to play the video games on. Unless you have a special TV that plays the games. But am I the only one on here that feels guilty, but at the same time is feeling like I don't want to feel guilty and I shouldn't have to feel guilty? So that's all I really want to talk about. I wanted to rant about that, and hoping that would make me feel a little better, especially if you guys respond and tell me you understand my feelings and have experienced the same feelings. And like I said, hopefully the whole donating books will help me feel a little bit better. And I'm just going to try not to spend my cash anytime soon. At least until the end of them. At least until it goes, next year starts. Because, I mean, who knows, because sometimes I do get cash from my grandmother for Christmas. Because, she doesn't always know what to get me. And a lot of times oftentimes that's the best solution, is just, give gift cards or cash. Not that, of course, it's not all about that, it's also about giving to others and stuff, and, it's not just about the gifts, but I'm going to stop rambling now. This is really poor on quality video, I guess you can't. Ugh. So, again, let me know if you understand what I'm feeling, and if you can relate to it. Alright, bye.